Tesla releasing production figures for the second quarter. They had some good news, but they had some disappointing news to some as well. Let's get right now over to Phillibo for the numbers and maybe more on why this stock did such a big turnaround during the day today, Phil.
Well, it's the disappointment over the delivery numbers, specifically the number of Model 3s delivered relative to expectations. So we'll talk about deliveries, then we'll talk about production, and this will give you an indication of why the stock is moving lower. First of all, Q2 delivery numbers, which the company announced this morning, came in at just over 40,000 vehicles. The Model 3 component of that was 18,440. The consensus, most on Wall Street were expecting them to deliver a little closer to 26,500. So as a result, there are some saying, wait a second, how come you didn't deliver as many as expected? This comes on the heels of the news announced over the weekend by Tesla that they did in fact hit their target of delivering 5,000 Model 3s in the final week of June. There's a picture that Elon Musk sent out of the 5,000th Model 3 when he said, hey, look, it looks like we are finally becoming a real car company. Overall production for the second quarter, 53,339 vehicles. That's roughly in line with what analysts were expecting. The Model 3 production, in addition, the company says it will be at 6,000 per week by the end of August. Good news, right? Well, not all the analysts are buying it. They see this tent, they see the burst of production at the end of the quarter, and they're saying, I'm not sure this is sustainable. CFRA downgraded the stock today. Ephraim Levy, who's covered this company for a number of years, says, we do not see this production rate as operationally or financially sustainable. Nonetheless, as you take a look at shares of Tesla, the company says they believe they can sustain this production rate, and they will increase Model 3 production as you go through the third quarter. The company also reaffirming that it expects to be not only profitable, but cash flow positive in the third and fourth quarter. Guys, back to you.
All right, quite a turnaround there, Phil. Thank you. And be sure to check out Phil's latest article on Tesla, which is up right now on CNBC.com. Let's debate it. Will Tesla be able to keep up with production goals? Gabe Hoffman, a Civiter Capital Management, and Ross Gerber from Gerber Kawasaki. Gabe actually has a short on the stock. Ross, why are you impressed with these numbers? And you think it can be, to Phil's point and question, sustainable?
Oh, of course it's sustainable. It's a ramp-up curve, and really the way the facility is built was without the third production line, it was able to get up to that 5,000 a week was really the original goal. So they sped up the process, and we expect them to actually exceed production goals over the next 6 months. And we think they're now trying to guide conservatively so they don't make the same mistake again with expectations. But we couldn't be more thrilled. I mean, just this weekend, I had 4 or 5 different people contact me, like I work at Tesla, to help them configure their cars. And the excitement among the users of the vehicle is just off the charts. So we're very excited about the future of Tesla, and this was the moment we've been waiting for.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Gabe. All the bulls cite the off-the-charts demand, and the bears say, well, production can't meet that demand, and there are always delays. If they start to put out numbers like this, then what's your case?
Well, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation. It involves repeated lying, and the object is to distract you from what's important to what the person doing the gaslighting wants you to focus on. Elon Musk is a master at gaslighting. Specifically, he sets an arbitrary target of how many cars he can make in 1 week to get you to focus on that, instead of the things that are important, like the balance sheet, like the cash flow, like the fact that their financial ratios are equal to General Motors right before they declared bankruptcy, and many, many other important factors.
Ross, do you have a counter? I mean, a lot of the
I do.
Cite the capital position.
You know, I have a counter because Gabe is gaslighting for the coal company that he owns, and the fact that Gabe has 50% of his assets in a coal company and he's short the clean energy future is very disingenuous, because the fact of the matter is Tesla's trying to solve an incredibly important goal for our society. It's not just about making money, which is important, and building cars. It's about creating an EV infrastructure and future for all transportation companies. And Tesla's been successful at this. So instead of just being this guy who hates Elon Musk, you got to focus on the real company. And the company's going to achieve like huge numbers over the next 6 months. We expect them reaching all of their financial goals, $20 billion in revenue in the next 12 months, $1.5 billion in EBITDA, and we expect a $100 billion market cap in the next 12 months, and Elon getting his stock award. So I think Gabe really just should stop moonlighting for the coal companies.
Well, Gabe, are you long coal, short Tesla?
I do have some coal positions.
It's 50% of your fund. It's 50%.
It's not 50% of my fund.
You just disclosed
By the way, Ross,
it on your 13F in a public filing.
Ross, how many car companies do you know power with coal? I thought so.
How about coal is the biggest contributor to climate change of anything?
Yeah, guys, we're getting off topic. I would say, Ross, I would say actually it would seem like you'd want to hold coal if you were short Tesla, maybe because it takes coal to make the power to run the Tesla. That aside, Ross.
It does not take coal to run the Tesla.
Let's talk about 30% of the electric grid. We're not going to get in the electric grid. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just saying
that Gabe has an agenda. Gabe has an agenda. I get his agenda, but we're here trying to make the world a better place. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
let's talk about Tesla's financials.
Let's talk about the balance sheet. Ross, does it bother you at all that Tesla is asking people for $2,500 to confirm their orders and customize their car? Do you think that's worrisome in any way?
No, not at all. In fact, the way it works, because I just bought one and got one, is that you put a $1,000 deposit. When you're ready to configure the car, you put in $2,500 so that they actually build the car for you that you want. And then when you deliver the car, you have to pay for the full amount of the car. That's the way it works when you order a Tesla. Now, the fact that they've opened up reservations to all reservation holders, and yet reservations continue to increase, so they are filling 20,000, 30,000 orders and getting just as many new reservations. I think that's something that people should consider here. This is a huge piece of good news.
All right, continues to be such a battleground, guys. We've run out of time. Thank you both for joining us, though. It's stating your case. On another eventful day for Tesla, Gabe Hoffman, Ross Gerber.
All right, up next, we're going to dive into a sector playbook for the second half of the year. Why it may be time to dump something we just talked about, Sarah, energy, and put your money into healthcare stocks.
And then later, Canada slapping a 10% tariff on imported ketchup from the U.S., what it means for brands like Kraft Heinz as we head into this